Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. I'd like to take a quick moment and just welcome you once again to the February desktop time. I can't believe it's already February, but here we are. And I know for a lot of you, you're probably between getting your 1099s out and getting ready for tax season to really get into full swing. So we're very happy you took the time to join us today. As always, we have some great guests with us. We have Brandon Morris, who's going to be our guest host. And we'll talk more about him in just a few moments. And then we also have Sean Merkley from Fishbowl Inventory, who's also going to be introducing you to their product the second half of our time here today. So as usual, you'll notice there's no banner behind me today. I don't know what happened. I took it out of the bag and the thing was falling apart. So maybe that's a sign. It's time to fix it or get a new one. I don't know. So, but anyways, as always, we're sponsored by QBox, although we don't talk about QBox because I don't want people to give us a bad time. So, but we are sponsored by QBox, which is this quirky company that provides QuickBooks desktop file sharing. So if you're curious, definitely give us a call, shoot us an email. We'd love for you to check it out if you have some desktop folks you're trying to figure out. But otherwise, again, we are here today for desktop time, and we're thankful that you took the time out of your very busy schedule to join us. We were just talking that it seems like all of our outside communication's a little bit slower right now. Everyone's a little bit busy. So, but anyways, so without any further ado, again, we're very fortunate to have Brandon Morris and Sean with us today. And you probably saw these on the website, but I'm going to read them anyways. Brandon, of course, is the Vice President of Barron's, Inc., which is an Intuit premier reseller and leader of Accounting Success Group, an affiliate channel that enables bookkeepers, tax professionals, pro advisors, and IT professionals to make an additional stream of income by selling the products they already are recommending. He's also an advanced certified desktop QuickBooks Pro Advisor, certified on the QBO product as well, and also POS, and been in practice since 2002. So he's always busy. I know Brandon's always busy. He'll tell us more about that in a minute. And we also, again, are very fortunate to have Sean with us. And Sean is a partner manager at Fishbowl Inventory. He started at Fishbowl in 2011 as a support technician and on-site trainer. In 2014, he left Fishbowl to pursue higher education at the University of Pittsburgh and landed a job at a large financial services company out of school. In mid-2019, he returned to Fishbowl to join their newly formed strategic partnership team and is charged with overseeing the software and technology partnerships. Oh, man, it's a good thing I read that earlier. We gotta have questions about that one. So, but anyways, I'm happy to have both of you here with us today. Thank you very much. And Brandon, this is your time to shine, man. I'm putting you on the spot. So Brandon, again, is here to tell us about his practice, and I think he has some questions and answers, and we're going to talk a little bit about introducing other folks, like you mentioned in your bio, to the possibility that to make some additional revenue by recommending products they maybe already are. So, Brandon.
So, yeah, I'm not really here to talk about my practice, even though we've been in business since 2002. I think I need to update that bio a little bit, and you gave me the opportunity. I just failed. So, so we used to be called the IRP channel, which Intuit Reseller Program, or they called it the IRP program. So we were the Intuit Reseller Program. So they've changed that to the QSP program. Some pro advisors are familiar with it, others are not. But basically, it's so I was in the advisory council for the last 3 years. Just came off of that, and I'm now a POS member, or POS on the advisory board for the POS product that Intuit's got out. So, but anyway, all that to say, really just want to talk a little bit about the QSP program and what it's about, and then what we do with the QSP program and what the opportunities are for other accountants and pro advisors and tax professionals.
Okay.
So, anyway, so really what it is, it's an outside sales channel for Intuit. It gives us an opportunity to sell QuickBooks Desktop, and we use QBox as well. So Desktop, Pro, Premier, Enterprise, QuickBooks Point of Sale. We also sell payments and payroll, so all the QuickBooks products and services, and then Intuit gives us commission on those sales. So we sell those, then we also consult, we'll install, we do third-party integrations, such as Fishbowl. So yeah, all of those things, but we also get a kind of a commission or a cut back, just a bounty on some of those products from Intuit. And then on the ASG side, which is Accounting Success Group, that's our affiliate channel or reseller channel, if you will. We give the other pro advisors an opportunity to sell through our channel and to make a commission on those products as well, without having to meet any kind of quota or anything like that. So Intuit requires us to meet a sales quota, but what we do is give the ability for other pro advisors to sell without having to meet a quota. We're doing that for them, and then we turn around and give them a commission on that sale. So that's really the essence of the whole program is selling the product and selling the services. We focus heavily on payments because that's the passive residual income that a lot of people are interested in. Same thing goes as software as a service. You've got a subscription, you collect a monthly revenue on that. So as payments go, which most people know as merchant service, we get paid based on the amount of sales that our customers do via credit card. So it's some people call it mailbox money. And then QuickBooks Enterprise, we get a commission either monthly if they have a monthly subscription, or an annual commission every year that they renew, and then we also get a commission based on the initial sale of the product. So there are several different types of revenue opportunities, and then we're also in competition with the wholesale channel, or the accountant's channel. So Intuit has got inside sales, they've got the accountant's channel, then they've got the QSP channel, which is ours. So obviously we would rather make the money instead of the wholesale channel, but we've got a lot of QBO only people, people that are certified in the QuickBooks Online product, and they don't do anything with desktop. So we're actually seeing a shift now in people that want to do wholesale billing. So the customer pays them and they pay into it. But with all of the price increases with QBO, as I'm sure you've probably seen, the people that are doing that, they're having to increase their prices to the customer. Customer complains to them. Instead, they would rather the customer pay into it directly, and then they can get a commission on that QBO sale, and then they can just provide the bookkeeping or tax services that they've been doing on the back end. So a lot of different playing fields for a lot of different types of people.
So how does that work if I'm a financial professional, and you just said a whole lot, but let's say I'm no, I mean, it was good, but
that was a mouthful.
Say I'm a financial professional, and I have my book of clients that I work with regularly, and I say, gosh, that does make sense. Why wouldn't I have a passive residual income for selling these same folks different services that I recommend? How would they reach out to a company like yours and get involved in this process you're describing? Because I'm assuming the vendors all have different ways. Some of them you're interacting directly, some of them come through you. What would be the way they'd kind of get started?
So obviously they could go out and do a Google search, and there's a lot of us that do this type of thing. There's really probably 3 or 4 bigger ones, us being one of them, and there's a few others. We've got a website that kind of explains our process, and then we've got an onboarding process of once you click the link at the bottom, and I can put that in the chat, but it basically goes to ask them several questions. What role do you play in accounting, or are you tax professional, pro advisor, anyway. But as far as to get started, really there's the way that we work, and everybody's a little bit different. We give our resellers direct access to QuickBase, which is Intuit's platform that they use for leads and for orders. By leads, I mean payments leads and payroll leads. So we've got a payments team, consists of 4 guys that all they do is work for us. And all the other resellers, obviously. But if we put a lead in there, we've got a customer we want them to call. They'll call them and sell them on the product. Tell them, talk about the different products we've got, the pricing, and work out all the details for you. Same thing goes with payroll. Is you can submit a lead. They'll call and talk to them about the payroll products, the pricing, and how it's going to work, how the integration works, and sell that for you. Or if we want to do an order, if I want to turn around a QuickBooks say Pro or Premier or even Enterprise order, we can log directly into QuickBase and submit that order directly to Intuit, and they will process that and turn it around. So that's how we work with Intuit. So if somebody wants to work with a provider like ours, then you contact me either through the website or contact me directly, and that's how we start the process. We're pretty informal. What we provide is support for sales and QuickBase support. Once you do it a few times, it's pretty easy, but we do a 75-25 split, which is among the highest in the industry. Most places are doing a 50-50 split. So if a check comes to us from Intuit for you, Chris, we would give you 75% of that particular check, and then we would keep 25%. Most people are doing 50-50. On the back end, we don't do a lot of swag. We don't do a lot of extras. We'd rather invest that 25% extra into our partners.
Okay. And I think that's probably, I mean, that's kind of a duh answer, but that's hugely significant that they can potentially, working with a firm like yours, have a larger cut in their portion of it. So, and of course, that means even more if they're getting the support for certain products, if maybe the product directly, I mean, Intuit's Intuit, but there's other products that you're working with on POS or one of the others that doesn't have the same level of support. You guys fill in that gap, you're saying, and you have resources for them.
We do fill in that support, trying to help them close the sale. Obviously, it benefits us as well, but but within all the different products, there are so many different types of questions and things that come up that maybe we've never seen before. I've been doing it since 2002, so desktop I don't have very many questions on. QBO I don't use near as much as a lot of other people. But the additional resource we have with our Facebook page, somebody can jump in there, ask a question. There's about 60 other people that are on that Facebook page that have experience in QBO only. So most of them can answer a question pretty quick if I don't know the answer. So everybody helps everybody. So it's a kind of win-win for everybody.
Okay. And I know you mentioned you're going to include, I didn't say this at the outset, but as usual, folks that are watching today or watch the recorded version, we're also going to email out contact information for both Sean and Brandon after today. But if you could throw that into the chat, that would I'm assuming be very helpful for some, so they can figure out how to get a hold of you and find out more information about your reseller products.
Sure, yeah, I'll do that. I did throw the link up there that goes. It talks directly to the Accounting Success Group, the reseller channel that we run. So I'll put the rest of my contact information over in the chat. So if they want to contact me directly, they can do that. But otherwise, some good sleepy time reading is there on the website.
Okay. And I know this is a dumb question, but I think this probably gives some people peace of mind. You have your own direct clients as well, right? At this time of year.
We do. So we same thing we've been doing since 2002 is QuickBooks consulting and coaching and training. So we've been doing that since day one. Somewhere around 2006, maybe. I've slept since then a couple times. We started selling QuickBooks Merchant Service indirect, so it was quite by happenstance. We had a franchise customer ask some questions about merchant service. I contacted a customer or a vendor called Innovative Merchant Solutions, and that was right after Intuit bought them. So Intuit bought Innovative Merchant Solutions, and we started reselling merchant service. Did that for years, and then Intuit did away with the indirect sales channel that we were in, and kind of forced us into the what's now known as the QSP channel. So we've been selling merchant service. We've been consulting with QuickBooks for years. When they forced us into the QSP channel, that's when we started getting a little bit more involved in the sales side of it. So not only doing sales, but also doing consulting and training and third-party add-ons and things like that. So yeah, we drink the Kool-Aid. So everything that we're asking anybody else to do, if they want to make money selling merchant service or selling QuickBooks products, we do the same thing, and we also offer coaching and training and things like that. What we don't do is accounting or bookkeeping or tax work, any kind of CPA work. We like to work with CPAs. We don't want the work that the CPAs do.
Okay. That's kind of where I was heading initially. So maybe you can kind of elaborate on that, because I think, again, that may be something people want to hear. So, I mean, you obviously know these products inside and out, you know, accounting inside and out. So that's just a preference. But you have the expertise. You know the questions they're going to ask because you've obviously been doing this for a while. So, right?
Yeah, yeah. Day in and day out, every day when we get up, it's it's only QuickBooks. We don't support any other tax or bookkeeping or accounting software. It's only QuickBooks or POS. Matter of fact, if you call our office, you're going to get Sharon still runs our office. Who's my mother? We're a family-based business. Runs our office in Arkansas. She's a CPA, but not in public practice. And my daughter works part-time for us, Kylie, so you'll get her. And I think she got Allison when she got on QBox support last week. And was giving Eddie fits about that. Obviously, maybe I overstepped my bounds because he called me back and I didn't know it. Or Chris, we hired him 1 year ago yesterday. And he moved from the Sacramento area. He's in Austin, so he's our full-time sales guy. The POS whiz. He also knows QuickBooks as well. But yeah, QuickBooks is what we do every single day. And we work with the accountants that want to do the tax work or the bookkeeping work and things like that. So.
Okay. That's funny. See, now since you drug QBox into this, so we were all giving Eddie smack, because Eddie's really good, by the way. The guy's super sharp, as is Allison, of course. But Allison went to bat and said, yeah, he did call you back, because Brandon starts me off saying, I didn't hear from him like since last week. I'm like, what is going on? That is not us. What is going on? So we wanted to make sure we clear the air with that right away.
I did that in private, though, Chris. I did that in private. I was not going to make that on the public.
He threw me under the bus in private, so. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's amazing, though. I guess I won't get on my soapbox, but I think it's important as companies do continue to, push SaaS-based products that they stand behind them. I mean, that to me is such a huge piece. And so we invest a lot in providing excellent support, and we try to stand behind our product. And so that's kind of what I was getting at, Brandon. I know you definitely do. I know you want people to know and have the peace of mind that you're not going to just encourage them to come check you out and sign up and then disappear. You're all about providing support to people and being there and available. So that's what I was trying to draw out.
Yeah, and QBox definitely does that. And I made the statement. We've got people leaving QBO. QBO is a solid product, so I'm not talking bad about Intuit or QBO. The price increases have got people a little bit kind of jumpy. So I've got people coming back to Desktop, Pro, Premier, or even Enterprise. We use QBox in our office, but solid product we've used for years. And I do appreciate Allison and Eddie for the support that we've had. But it's certainly very much like us. We want people to know that we're here for the long haul. We've been here since 2002, so we're not going anywhere. We've got all of our eggs into its basket. Take it or leave it. So, but yeah, there's anytime. So, all that to say, if you leave QBox or leave QBO, you've got options with QBox. So, we love the product, even though we're not here to talk about QBox. We use it on the desktop product all the time, and at least daily we talk about it with one to five customers. So it's solid. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, so I mean that's been our experience. I definitely do not plan to open that up today, but and very much like So Brandon did it, by the way, people. And if you later want to harass me, it was Brandon that started it. So
you'll have I'll give you my phone number if you want to blow.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where.
Like I did Eddie, but
Anyway, so, but yeah, I mean, we've had a great working relationship with Brandon's firm also for the last several years, and have appreciated something about this industry. We always look for good synergistic relationships because we think we have a good product and great support, but we want to work with people, and Barron's actually, happens to be one of the resellers of QBox as well, but we don't do that lightly. We take it very seriously. We interview people initially. We want to make sure we're finding good folks like Brandon and his team. So, and it's the other thing. It's kind of funny. We have these events. We go to conferences. That's the only time we see everybody in person. We're out here in California. It is a sunshine state, but we don't run into a lot of these folks and get a chance to even meet them until we're at conferences. So, but I think that's too. In the technology age, it's very important for people in general. If they're representing clients themselves, that's why I was asking the question also about the support you provide and how you stand behind your product, because that's important to them. If they're going to introduce any of the resources you're talking about into their client base, they want to make sure they're introducing someone that's going to stand behind their product. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tend to think our support is better than Intuit's. I appreciate Intuit's support, but I think we have our company size kind of is more focused. We're smaller. We can focus more on a particular customer than Intuit can. So you have support with Intuit. I do really, really like Intuit's enterprise support. But, when it comes to somebody knowing your business, if you want to contact somebody that remembers almost every customer they've ever worked with, they know the ins and outs of their business, their processes, things like that. It's always, it's more fun to call somebody that knows your business and that can answer the question without having to explain for 15 minutes what you've been doing, what you need to do, and why it's not working, instead of getting straight to the point and working with somebody that can help you out. On the other side of it, if you don't have a paid support plan with Intuit, you're going to pay for them. You're going to pay for us too. So, but on the front end, getting a product that is made for your business, that's what we can do is steer you away from one product or another, not because of money, but because it's the right fit for your company.
Right. Well, I appreciate that too, because we obviously are a little biased about certain products, but for us, it's most important that we do the same thing all the time. We say, hey, well, tell us about what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, what's your business model, because we'd much rather lose a customer or not have them work with us and give them a proper direction to go in than try to fit a square peg into a round hole and try to convince them we're the best option, because to be honest, sometimes we're just not. So where we are, we're happy to work with them, but where we're not, we'd much rather kind of steer them to something that's going to fit for them. Very, very much is what you're describing. So.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to lose a sale and end up with a happy would-be client than sell somebody something they don't need and then try to clear up a one-star review instead. If you go on to Google My Business, we're 100% five-star reviews. We won't always be that way. I'm sure we'll end up with less than five-star eventually, but right now we're 100% five-star reviews, but it's a lot easier to keep somebody happy, keep them on the right product. When they know that they need somebody or they need to refer somebody, they're going to send them to us. And
yeah, absolutely. And then that's a great investment. I mean, that makes more sense than just about anything. So, I appreciate you saying that, and I think that's our philosophy here. And once in a while, you get someone just grumbly or having a bad day, so you say, hey, I really want to help you, but I don't think you're too happy right now. But bottom line is our reputation and the quality of service we provide is so much more significant than anything else. So I resonate with that. Okay, Brandon. Well, I'm actually gonna. We're slightly earlier, but Sean. He already nicknamed Sean, by the way, and he's gonna laugh when I say it. Buster Posey. He came on the screen. I'm like, holy crap, we have Buster Posey on today. What's going on? So, and he didn't realize I'm a diehard Giants fan. By the way, don't be mad at me, anybody else out there. And I want to talk about the Astros stuff right now. I don't. So, but anyway, Sean, we're very happy to have you today, and again, I do want to talk to you later about your bio. That's pretty cool that you actually came back. I think that actually says a lot. I mean, that means you want to be a part of something. And so anyways, without any further ado, I'll turn the floor over to you, and you can take over the screen. And I think you mentioned you have some PowerPoints. Just introduce us to Fishbowl. So
thanks, Chris. Yeah, I wish I was Buster Posey. At least I wish I had his bank account. And I could play baseball like him. But yeah, anyway, but that's kind of funny. I've never been compared to Buster Posey. So there you go. There's something new. You learn something new every day. But I wanted to just take the opportunity to thank Chris and QBox for sponsoring this webinar. I know Fishbowl's been on it in the past. We're super excited to be on it this time as well. So thank you for facilitating this. It's great to be on desktop time. I have a few things I want to cover. So I have a PowerPoint. I want to spend just a few minutes on that and kind of introduce everybody here to who we are, who Fishbowl is, what we do, and you know why we've been so successful. And then I actually want to take you guys into our software, give you a sneak peek if you've never seen Fishbowl before. And I was talking to somebody earlier today, and it really does help when you can see the user interface of a software and see how the workflow processes work. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Let's do this. Okay. Can you see the full screen of that PowerPoint?
You can see it perfectly.
Awesome. Awesome. So, this is so we're Fishbowl Inventory. We're the #1 manufacturing and inventory management solution for QuickBooks users. We've been around since 2001. It's been a really good relationship we've had with Intuit and QuickBooks, and we've found that tying or hitching our wagon to the market leader has been a great thing for our business. And sometimes there's some inventory operational processes that our customers have that QuickBooks isn't the best fit for, and so they come to Fishbowl to kind of meet or bridge the gap there. And it's been a really good partnership with Intuit. Just to give some more context to how Fishbowl works, we operate as an add-on to QuickBooks. So we handle all the inventory and operational processes or transactions, and then Fishbowl integrates with QuickBooks and sends the accounting and financial information over to QuickBooks. So you can pay your bills, receive payment on your invoices from your customers, things like that, and then also balance your books. All right, next slide. We also, not only do we integrate with QuickBooks, we integrate with various industry-leading platforms, and we give customers a more comprehensive solution. So we integrate with all the major e-commerce platforms. So Fishbowl acts as the front end to QuickBooks, and so all the orders that our clients are getting from customers, whether it's through their Amazon shopping cart or eBay, Shopify, we integrate with those platforms and are able to import those orders into Fishbowl. So once those orders get imported into Fishbowl, our Fishbowl users are able to process those transactions. If it's a sales order, they can go ahead and go through the picking and packing and shipping steps of fulfilling those orders. So it's been a really advantageous thing for us to build those integrations. We've built them all in-house, so we maintain them, we support them. it just gives our customers more flexibility and a more comprehensive solution. We also integrate with QuickBooks Canada, QuickBooks Online. So we're not just the integration with the desktop QuickBooks, we also do QuickBooks Online. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of gloss over this at a high level. I kind of already touched on Fishbowl. We handle and streamline your operations from the sales cycle to the purchasing process and the manufacturing process. And what we've seen is a lot of QuickBooks users need more functionality or capabilities when it comes to manufacturing. And so 65% of our customers are manufacturing customers. So they do production, and they need a better way to keep track of their inventory. We also do mobile barcoding. We optimize the picking process. So we have multiple locations, and we're able to streamline the picking process for our customers. We also integrate with Xero, but our 93% of our customers are going to be QuickBooks users. So, all right, some additional capabilities just to touch on. We do drop shipping. We handle multiple locations. We have multiple costing methodologies. So if you want to do LIFO, FIFO, or average costing, we can handle that for you on the inventory side. We do transfer orders, and we do RMAs, or returns. So on the right-hand side of that slide, you'll see our suite of products. We also have a Fishbowl hosted service product. So we host our customers' Fishbowl applications, and we can also host the QuickBooks file as well. And then some of our products that kind of just tie into our flagship products, which is Fishbowl Manufacturing and Fishbowl Warehouse. All right, so I get the question a lot: who needs Fishbowl? I briefly touched on it before, but really it comes down to anybody that has stuff or inventory that have more complicated processes, especially if they manufacture their own product. Well, we have companies that are manufacturing, distribution, and even e-commerce customers are coming to Fishbowl. All right. Not the best slide, not the prettiest slide, but these are our top 10 industries for Fishbowl users. So our number one is food and beverage. And the one thing I've kind of come to this conclusion that the reason for this is, we are able to track people's part numbers or inventory by serial number, by expiration date, by lot number, or even any custom tracking method that they have. Fishbowl can track their inventory at a more granular level. And so with the food and beverage companies, I think lot numbers and expiration dates are super critical to their businesses. And so that's been our number one for a while now. And then you can see the other industries that we cover, but we built Fishbowl to kind of be a out-of-the-box solution for a broad group of businesses, or so it can apply to multiple use cases. So that's kind of what we've been trying to do over the last 20 years is, make our software user-friendly for people in all types of industries. And I would be remiss if I didn't pitch our Fishbowl Partner Program. Just like Brandon, we work with a lot of the QuickBooks solution providers, and that's really what we put an emphasis on in the last year is and that's the reason I came back to Fishbowl is we set up this brand new partner team at Fishbowl. and really started investing more in our partners. And so I'd love to talk to any of you that might be interested in learning more about our partner program. If you have any clients that need an inventory solution, I'd love to talk to you as well and see if Fishbowl would be a good fit. And just like you guys were talking about, you know, we only want to recommend Fishbowl if it's really going to be the best fit for the customer. And we don't want to, like you said, have a one-star review on those software reviewing sites. It's really important to us to have a good image and a brand in the QuickBooks ecosystem. So there's my PowerPoint. Before I transition to showing the software, do we have any questions so far?
Yeah, no questions have popped up yet, Sean. So I think you're okay jumping into the demo.
Okay, awesome. Okay.
Of course, now
All
I
right,
said
can
that.
everybody...
Yeah, I was going to say, Sean, of course I say that now, and someone asks if the PowerPoint might be available afterwards. So.
Oh, of course, I can send that to you, Chris, to distribute if you want. So can you guys all see my screen with the Fishbowl software? Yeah. Awesome. So this is our home screen. You might notice, or you might see, it looks familiar to how QuickBooks has their main screen laid out. So we have some of the main workflows highlighted on this screen. There are also links to those different modules within Fishbowl. So you can see the purchasing process at the top, some of the inventory processes, and then the sales cycle or the sales process. We also have this toolbar on the left. You can go into different groups and different modules here. And then you can also navigate using these drop-down menus. So multiple ways to get to where you need to go in Fishbowl. So at a high level, I'm gonna go through the sales process in Fishbowl. You can kind of get an idea of what it looks like, and as well you can see what the user interface is going to be. So if I go to sales, I'll go to the sales order module, and this is where our customers go in and they enter in any new orders that they get, or any new orders that are placed with them. So there's a toolbar at the top. I can create a new sales order. I can go into this list of existing sales orders, open them up, and I can edit them. I can add line items to the sales order. I can edit their customer information here, the bill to and ship to address. The date scheduled is when I expect to ship out the order to my customer. And at the bottom you can see we take care of the sales tax as well. In Fishbowl, we are integrated with Avalara, so they are one of our key partners in making sure you're compliant with sales tax. So that's something built in natively in our software. So with the sales process, once you have your order ready and it's created, and you want your guys in the warehouse to go out and start picking the items off the shelves and getting it ready for packing, we go into the picking module. And you can see here these two line items have green arrows. That means they're ready to go. They're ready to be picked off the shelf. And this takes care of your whole picking process. And there's lots of different things you can do in this module. I won't go into that in greater detail, but I'll just go ahead and hit finish here at the top to finish the pick. one of my items is being tracked by serial number, kind of what we were talking about before. We have multiple ways to track inventory. So if you have the serial number, I'm going to go ahead and select it, or I can scan it, I can manually enter it, and then I'm going to pick that part off the shelf. All right, once you pick the order, it's ready to go into the shipping process. So here you can see I have all my packing detail, my shipping details. We're ready to process this order to be shipped out. You can see the 2 items I picked are here. You can see we have it all going into one carton. I can add multiple cartons if it's going in multiple boxes. I can add my shipping details here at the bottom of the screen. And then I can go ahead and ship the order out once it's packed and ready to go. Another thing, we do have integrations with UPS. We have integrations with ShipStation. We have integrations with other shipping solutions as well. So if you're already using a shipping solution, we can most likely integrate with it and have that streamlined into your process here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit ship here at the top, and I can select the ship date. And then I have one of the settings I have is, to make sure that the customer has paid for the order before I ship it out to them. Always important to get the money before you ship out the product. But I'm going to go ahead and hit no, or I'm going to go ahead and hit yes and not take payment. And then I can print a packing list and put that in the box. So that's the sales cycle. I know I kind of breezed through it, but it kind of gives you an idea of there's some rigidity in Fishbowl. We make sure our customers are following a pretty standard workflow, but we're also flexible enough to kind of adjust to unique steps in our customers' processes. But so that's the sales cycle. This is our user interface. Our sales guys, I know they would love to do a demo if you guys have anybody that might be interested in learning more.
Thank you. And I think that's probably most germane too, because it's funny, we don't do inventory, so I mean, this makes logical sense to me. But I did have a question. And I know there's obviously a couple of parts when you're sending out billable items and also retrieving. Is there a way you can show us the integration with QuickBooks Desktop and how, does that happen? Is there something you're selecting or clicking, or does it just automatically integrate? Or
yeah, so when the customers buy Fishbowl, they go live with the software, they connect with QuickBooks at that point. But I'll definitely go ahead and show you what it looks like. So this is, I don't have my connection to my QuickBooks file right now, but this is where you would go when you first start out with Fishbowl. You would set up the connection with QuickBooks Desktop or QuickBooks Online. And what we do is we can set up, we call them exports. So we want to export the financial information to QuickBooks. We want to send it to them. And so a lot of our customers have automated scheduled tasks. So every 5 minutes or every 10 minutes, they'll have an automatic task run and send the financial information over to QuickBooks. So throughout the day, they can be processing their bills and invoices. Or you can go in Fishbowl and manually push the data to QuickBooks. But most of our customers set up automatic tasks.
Okay. I'm assuming I thought it was probably pretty logical like that. So once they set it up initially, then it's going to integrate because, of course, they're not going to change financial software. So here's right where they can set up the initial integration. Then going forward, they either have auto integration or they can set up manual, so it only does it when they ask it to.
Yeah, exactly. Some customers prefer to do one data push a day, and then in the morning they have stuff to work on in QuickBooks. But yeah, this is where they would set it up. They They set it up when they first start out with Fishbowl, and so Fishbowl's, I always use the metaphor, it's like a river, right? The connection with QuickBooks, it flows one way.
Okay.
It's not bi-directional. We want to make sure we're not, muddying up the waters with data being pushed back and forth. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, it does. And actually some questions have been popping up. The first one is, how does the integration differ between desktop and online? Which that's kind of a, I don't know if you have a reasonable answer.
Yeah, I mean, how does it operate differently?
Yeah, that's Alice's question is.
Yeah, I mean, mostly, I mean, it's going to be acting pretty much the same way as far as specifics. I don't have the specifics on that, but I can always send out some additional information. But it operates the same way. We push the data up to QuickBooks Online, just the same way we push it over to QuickBooks Desktop.
Okay. And then someone else is asking, does the financial info come into QB? I'm assuming they're referring to desktop as a journal entry, or are the actual separate line items within the QuickBooks file?
Yeah, so if we go back to the sales order, and we picked, packed, and shipped these line items on the sales order, and when we send that a completed sales order, we send the invoice over to QuickBooks, and you'll see the line items in QuickBooks on the invoice. And so all that information is going to be passed over to QuickBooks. And just like you would enter a QuickBooks invoice inside of QuickBooks, that's how we push the data over.
Okay. So I think to answer the question then, it's not a traditional just journal entry because they're going to have all the detail and backup related to that particular invoiced item or expense. So I see Brandon nodding his head. So okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks. I apologize, Sean. I kind of jumped in the middle of what you were saying. And we are going to provide more information that people want to follow up. Actually got a nice thank you for your demonstration. We are going to provide more information because I think ultimately, I mean, Fishbowl is very well known in the industry, but just like you said, and I think my limited knowledge, we only get it from the QBox end where we're helping people integrate with products like yours, but it has unlimited capabilities and it works very well with a number of industries, including the 10 that you start off letting us know are some of the top 10 currently. So if you have more questions or interested in this type of resource for your particular business, we will provide you information how to get a hold of Sean. And as Sean said, he may hand you off to a salesperson who can speak maybe more specifically to your industry or your particular use case or software. So anyways, again, I jumped in and cut you off, Sean. Was there anything else? Any hitting tips, Buster? Or
No, I think that covers it. I'm thankful for the opportunity to kind of present the software and kind of tell you guys more about Fishbowl. Definitely, I'm not an expert. I'm not in the software every day like our sales guys, and they'll be able to answer any questions you have. If it's industry-specific question, they'll be able to help you. And if you have any clients that are interested, feel free to reach out to me. You can email us at partners@fishbowlinventory.com, and we can help facilitate that for you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you again, Sean. It's funny as you're saying that. If my wife were sitting here, she'd say, 7 years ago, Chris, you just when you're on the phone, you knew not very much, but now all of a sudden you're like the expert, and I just kind of laugh only because I've been doing it a long time. So, because there's engineers around here that are much smarter than me, trust me, and support people even. So, anyways.
Right.
So thank you very much, Sean, again, and thank you very much, Brandon, also for joining us again today for our February desktop time. And just to let everybody know, again, thank you, not to jump ahead, but next month, we hope you can come back and join us as well for March. Just found out today we're actually going to have Jeff Edmonds from the Woodard Group. So I know a lot of you probably know his name. And we're also going to have, I don't know why I always screw up this guy's name, Mike Brown from AP Technologies, someone I met at QB Connect. And they provide a secure payment process, even down to the good old traditional check. So looking forward to hearing more from him next month. So thank you very much again for taking time out to join us today. Again, keep an eye on your email tomorrow. We'll send up follow-up information on how to access the resources both Brandon and Sean talked about today. But otherwise, thank you very much again for taking time out of your very busy schedule to join us today. It's always a pleasure. We're grateful to have you here, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next month, hopefully. So thank you very much again. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Brandon. And we'll look forward to seeing you next month in the month of March. Take care. Have a good day.
Thank you.